Hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first Wednesdays with Wendolyn, a place where the challenges of parenting and teaching can find answers and support. Hi, I'm Wendolyn Bird. I'm the creator of nature-infused coaching for parents and teachers and the former 100% outdoor nomadic preschool and summer camps for older children. 41 years ago, I started my journey as a parent, and not long after that, a teacher. And during all that time, I encountered many challenges, troubles, overwhelms, frustrations, feeling like I'm not good at either of these things. What do I do? Where do I go? And there wasn't a lot of support out there, especially in creating my school. I was one of the earliest ones who ever did that. So I had to piecemeal everything together. And as a parent, there was a couple good things, but it was challenging. What I found most helpful as a parent at that time was my mom's support group. But over the years, I have sought to find answers to those pains I had. Like, why is my child acting this way? Why are my students behaving this way? What do I do? What's happening in me? Why am I bothered with my child or this student and somebody else has such an easy time? So I started a lifelong journey of studying in many different modalities and forms, but studying child development, spiritual work, psychological work, child development, lots of work on myself, and practice. And after all these years and watching many people, many parents, many teachers have similar or the same challenges, I closed my school and I went full-time into being of support. So that is how Wednesdays with Wendolyn have been created. Every other week, if you are on my mailing list, you will get this in your inbox. Otherwise, it will eventually be found on my YouTube channel. I'm hoping that and each month I will have topics that are relevant towards probably everybody, whether you're a teacher or parent, because there's a lot of overlaps with the challenges that happen in those two arenas. And I will offer every other week challenges and topics that have concerns and questions and how about this and what to do about that. But what is most wonderful and most desired is if you send in your most current challenges, excuse me, things that you would really like support on, wondering, well, what are some of the ways and means? Excuse me again. And you can do that by writing me at connect@wendolynbird.com, or go to my website and sign up for the Nature Infused Circle, where you'll receive these Wednesdays with Wendolyn, as well as my New Moon newsletter, where you'll see all the wonderful things I offer. So I want to get right to it with I've had some questions come in from one person, Luna. Her name is Luna. I'm not sure where Luna lives. Hello, Luna. I hope you are able to see this and listen to it and hear the answers to your questions. She sent in 3 questions, all kind of related to the same theme. And I will make sure that even though she has her specific aspect of what she's asking, that it will be relevant for as many of you as possible. So Luna, again, thank you so much for this first ever Wednesdays with Wendolyn, that you have sent in some questions. And the topic is routines. I'll tell you a little bit of background about routines. So I realized growing up, we actually had very specific routines that we had to do to make the household work, to have the family feel coherent, and everyone was a part of making the household work. In my nature studies, there was something that I was taught through John Young and his work through the Eight Shields model. He would call it core routines. And core routines can be looked at in many ways, but I like to look at core routines as what makes life work in a way that is stable within the freedom of flow of who you are. How can you have stability so that we can flow? And core routines, those things you do that you can count on, that I'm going like this because it's like a container. That's how I see it. We have a container that's stable, that holds us. And within that container, there's a freedom to move and flow, and there's safety. For example, you know that when you go into the kitchen, you have a refrigerator and certain foods are in there. You know where your bowls or your cups or your utensils are, and you can go to that. As opposed to, let's say you woke up and every day you went to the refrigerator and all the food you had in there the day before was somewhere else, and you had to figure out where it was, and you had to spend all this time and energy and probably a little anxiety wondering where is that. So that's how core routines can be stable. Oh, I know this is here. I know that my clothes are here. So I'm going to get to Luna's question under that theme of routine. She says, do you feel as though routines are best to create? The simple answer is yes. Look at my example I just gave. Also notice that I am pretty sure, I can pretty much count on that everybody has core routines. So I invite you to, after this video is over, maybe sit down with paper and pencil and just settle in and ask yourself that question. What do I do every day that I can count on, that I know I do, that is comforting for me? I know I ask this all the time in trainings when we are talking about this particular thing, and I love having these big circles and everyone says what their morning routines are. And there are things everyone has that they do. I love this one woman. She said, well, I get up, I go to the bathroom and I splash cold water on my face. Another person said, oh, I get up and I make that coffee straight away every day. Or one other person was, oh, after I, get myself together in the morning, I always play certain kind of music to wake me up and help me feel happy. And that's a key thing. What does she do to fortify herself to be present for the day in a way that she holds some joy and happiness in her? So our children really need some kind of stability. If every day is brand new, it gets unstable. It's like not knowing if the food's going to be in the refrigerator, not knowing, well, I put my clothes in my drawers and now they're not in my drawers. Where are they? They're not in my closet. They're not where my shoes are. And you'd have to look all around. It's very destabilizing, and in what a common word is dysregulating, and gets us anxious and out of sorts. And if you're wondering why your children sometimes in the morning are like, maybe there aren't enough guardrails in a way. That's what routines, these core routines are helping us. Oh, I know where to put my feet. I know where to hold on. They're the rails that help me feel stable. So an example is your child's going to school and they're feeling anxious. You've gotten up late. Come on. We gotta go. But the clothes weren't laid out. The food for lunch wasn't ready. You're not sure what you're gonna feed them for breakfast. And everyone's rushing around. And that is very destabilizing for a child. It is for us too, but we'll talk about kids here. So to answer that question, yes, routines are helpful for us all. And again, I suggest just take your time after this and take an assessment or wait till the next day and for a week and notice, what do you do throughout the day that you regularly do or you want to do regularly that really support your stability and your ability to flow in the midst of challenges. So that's for that. Second question, how to do that, how to do those routines if traveling is part of your lifestyle as a family, which this is a lovely question because it can work even if you're going on vacations. Let's say you're just going on a week vacation. You're not somebody who travels regularly. No matter what, whenever you leave the day-to-day things that you count on, I'm in my house, I know I'm here, it's stabilizing. If you change that, whether it's regularly traveling, if that's far on airplanes, or if it's just going further out of your stable place home, you can still do core routines. Let's just say when you travel, I'll give two scenarios. First one is you're always in hotels or something like that, and you have your young child, your children. What do you do to create a routine, stabilizing routine? Well, if you go to restaurants all the time, something that might be nice is to, especially for the young child, always bring their same bowl, cup, utensils, maybe even their own napkin. Bring that. Something that they can count on that's their own, that they know is going to be there all the time. If you're in that hotel, always have the same toothbrush, the same toothpaste. When you get there, put it in the kind of the same place that you have it. Maybe you always keep it in a cup. Maybe you, however you keep it, do that. Still set out their clothes. If you set out clothes, make sure their clothes are in a certain way. Let's say you camp. Let's say you camp all the time. Or you're traveling and you're going to youth hostels, or again, you're camping, things like that. You're going to different people's homes. Whatever it is you're doing, find certain touchstones that they're used to, that they're familiar with, that you can count on. Maybe every morning you have the same welcoming. Hi, good morning. I love you. Oh, I'm so glad to see your face. Let's go see if the sun is shining. Sun is shining. Well, unless you're in Alaska and it's dark all the time, you still could wake up and go out. Is the sun shining? Oh my gosh, the sun is still sleeping. What are we going to do? Things that you do, just incorporate it and be conscious of it. That is, I think, one of the key elements is consciousness to find the touchstones throughout your day that are what you do at home that you can bring with you, even though you're in very different surroundings. Yeah, so I'll say that for that. And then the last one that goes along with that is kind of a question with, I'm going to add a little bit to this question to see if I can flesh it out. So I think you're asking, if you don't have these routines, is it just good to give toddlers warning before transitions? For me, that's in addition to let them know, like, yep, we're going to be leaving in 3 minutes. Time to get your shoes on. You know where they are. And then young children don't know time, but I can guarantee you that they will, if you keep doing the same thing, okay, we're going to go in 5 minutes, whatever time frame you say, and then do it, their body will respond to that. I've seen it in my preschool. Kids who go to other schools that get out earlier than mine. Let's say lots of times I notice kids, they would get out at noon at their other school, and all of a sudden at noontime they go, I want to go home. And I go, oh, did something happen? And then I ask the parents questions. Oh no, that's the time they get picked up from their other school. And I notice that across the board. So our children, they incorporate time frames. If we keep the time frames the same, their body will get to know that. So if you say, oh, 5 minutes, we're going, get your shoes on. And if they're young and they can't do it so well, you just go, oh, it's time to do this. So it's good to give a little statement. Yes, it's time to come. What's most important with those saying this is going to happen is for you to find calmness and ease. It helps you, it helps them. So I've given quite a bit, and we've spent more than the normal time that I probably will on it, but I hope that that answers some questions about the importance of core routines, the importance of having routines and how they help create stabilization within your being, within your child's being, within the home environment, and within your for school or nature-based school. Routines create accountability and stability so that everyone can flow with ease and grace. So thank you for being at this first ever Wednesdays with Wendolyn. Please pass